Alright, welcome. So, that's the plan. Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, new bike in the shop. This is going to be hopefully a quick turn and burn. I'm trying to flip this thing. I'm not trying to keep it too long. So I'm just going to go over some of the highlights of this bike real quick. It's nothing fancy, but I got a pretty good deal on it. And I'm hoping to fix it up, flip it, sell it for hopefully close to double what I paid for it. So we shall see. It's going to be a first time for me doing something like this. Some of the quick highlights. 01 Sportster. I think it's the XL 1200C, the Sportster Custom. Mechanically, there's nothing wrong with this bike. The engine sounds great. There are, of course, a few minor things that need to be fixed with any, older used bike. That's kind of expected. So the major things, this wiring harness needs to be re-ran up under the tank to go up under the seat. The front brake reservoir is broken. There's no lever on it, so I need to replace that whole thing. Hopefully I can get one secondhand for pretty cheap. The paint is a little worse for wear on the front fender. The tank looks great. The back fender's got a pretty nice dent, as well as some scratches. And it's missing the taillight back here, so I'm gonna have to replace that. But I should be able to do that pretty cheap, and I think I have a friend who has some parts. And it has an S&S Super E carburetor with the teardrop intake, which is really cool. Let's see, rear brake reservoir needs rebuilt. As you can see, it's kind of broken. Rebuild kit's not too expensive for that, so I'll just end up rebuilding that whole piston and replace all the gaskets that come in the rebuild kit in this thing, and then that'll be good to go. So a few of the main things I'm going to do to this bike is obviously fix both. Alright, stop. There's been a serious change of plans on this thing. Not flipping this bike anymore. Peer pressure has gotten the better of me. We're doing something completely different now. Let me show you. There you go. We are turning this thing into a hardtail chopper. So we're going to be pulling this engine, transmission, primary, battery, wiring harness, handlebars, gauge, headlight, fenders, everything. Pulling it all out, chopping the frame, welding the new one on, sending the frame off to get powder coated, and then we're going to rebuild this thing as an old school hardtail chopper. Total spur of the moment decision, and I figured what better way to start a chopper build than with an inexpensive 01 rigid mounted Evo Sportster. Can't do it. So that's the plan. So this is going to be a pretty long build series. There's a lot involved. Again, like I said, pulling all this, chopping the frame, welding the new one on. I got to weld all the accessories onto the new hardtail. Battery box, oil tank, brake mount, seat mount, new tank going on. Again, paint. I'm going to get a +8 front end, so it's going to sit far up. Whole lot going on. Whole new electrical system. I'm going to make it as simple as can be. Delete the front brake, back brakes only. Clean up the handlebars, get rid of all the buttons on here. Push button starter on the starter. Headlight's going to have a toggle, so I won't need to switch up here. Turn signals, forget about it, don't need them, who needs them? I got arms, that's what they're for. So that is the plan. It's gonna be fucking awesome. It's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna learn a lot. I'm hoping everybody else does too that watches this. And I think this might be the thing that this channel needs to blow up a little bit. With that, when I pull the engine out, I'm gonna do a complete overhaul on it. Whole gasket set. I see a little bit of oil coming out of here, so head gaskets definitely need replaced. Yeah, just a whole overhaul on the engine, make it reliable. This is gonna be, the first few videos is just gonna be tear down. Basically everything but the front and back wheel is gonna be coming off this thing. And then even that's gonna be coming off very soon because I need to get the shocks off and then chop the frame. And then of course the front wheel will be coming off when I put the new front end on, which is gonna look fucking insane. +8-inch front end. This thing's gonna be sitting fucking, it's gonna have a mean stance. So yeah, that's gonna be it for now. Videos may be a little hit or miss in the next few coming months, just because I don't know how fast I'm going to be able to do this, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that I'm going to be waiting on before I can continue. Specifically powder coating. Having a local guy do it, he's done my powder coating before, great guy, usually really fast. But the problem is he's about an hour away, so it's kind of hard for me to get to him. I'm going to do everything to the frame, drop it off the powder coating, as well as probably the oil tank, the battery box, and a few other accessories. Once all that comes back, then the reassembly is obviously going to restart. But I'm thinking just a little bit of forward planning here. While everything's at powder coating and waiting to be picked up, I'm probably going to go ahead and do the front end. I think that will kind of alleviate any big gaps in videos. I'm going to try to pump them out once a week like I have been, but like I said, maybe kind of hard to do. I got a couple other things going on the side. Supposed to be painting a buddy of mine's early 80s 1000 Roadster, an old sporty. Trying to paint that and this at the same time because I'm going to be painting the tank and the new rear fender. Pretty cool retro color scheme. This is kind of going to be my wife's bike, so I'm kind of taking her input on it. So it's probably going to end up being some scheme of purple, which I'm not totally opposed to, with probably some lace. Yeah, more on all that later. Just wanted to give you guys a complete update on what's going to be happening with this sporty. So yeah, next week's video is going to be, it's going to be stripping it down. Bars, headlight, brakes. I'm going to start getting this engine taken apart, or taken out, all the mounts loosened up, forward controls, probably the back brake caliper, and then try to navigate some of this wiring shit, because it's going to be a mess. Yeah, be sure to spread the word. Badass project coming up. Share the videos, get the word out. I want to have a good following. I want people to see this bike and see it being built. The diamond build was cool and all, but I think this is going to be a lot more involved, and I think the end product is going to be a very, very cool bike. Keep your eyes open for videos. Teardown starts as soon as possible. Check the videos out, follow the channel, do all that, subscribe, everything. Let's make this thing badass. I'm going to take my friend and I'm going to go.